can't get it.
But you see how much kidnappers are taking from victims.
My thing is, government should, I think all the stakeholders in this together, and I think we get the 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So the support that is needed, and once you get the support, your airline people will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning and welcome to Inside Nigerian Leadership Television. My name is Winnie Folubebo, as you can see, I'm an in-house guest. He's a commentator, public affairs analyst, and he's right here with me in the studio, person of Paul Augustine Akpo. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, our regular guest could not make it this morning. That's Majid Dahiru. This day we are going to be reviewing six papers for review and discussion. The papers are Nigeria's most influential leadership, its sister publication, National Economy, THISDAY newspaper, The Nation, Daily Sun, and The Punch. And of course, as usual with us, we are flagging off with leadership. Let's see what leadership's headline news story is saying this on Friday. Leadership. Boko Haram Asaru terrorists now in Kaduna. El-Rufai cries out. Boko Haram Asaru terrorists now in Kaduna. El-Rufai cries out. Confirms 360 persons killed in Kaduna in 3 months. Another 4 students kidnapped in Gidanwaya. Troops rescue 63 civilians, kill 60 criminals as 1,627 terrorists surrender. Victims' families warn against Kaduna train resumption. Leadership's Friday, May 20th, 2022 edition says Boko Haram Asaru terrorists now in Kaduna. Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State cries out. Confirms 360 persons killed in Kaduna in 3 months. Another 4 students kidnapped in Gidanwaya. Troops rescue 63 civilians, kill 60 criminals as 1,627 terrorists surrender. Victims' families warn against Kaduna train resumption. Well, before we discuss that, Paul, let's see other stories, tip on leadership this morning. On leadership up. Just beneath the masthead, we have stories. Magu will face prosecution if indicted by Salami Pan in federal government. Ganduje frustrated me out of APC, Shekarau. PNB inaugurates 23 billion water project in Bauchi. Electoral Act. Supreme Court to hear suit on whether appointees must resign to contest. And these stories are on page 9 of Leadership Friday. And underneath Leadership Friday, we still have other stories that are making the cover. And these stories are quick notice video. Ohaneze warns against unguided statements. These are stories on leadership. For more on these stories, you can get a copy of Leadership this Friday. Now, focus on the headline story. Boko Haram Asaru terrorists now in Kaduna. El-Rufai cries out. It's the same security story we have in THISDAY. Let's see what THISDAY is saying. THISDAY newspaper. Obasanjo, Nigeria's inability to contain insecurity, a choice by her leaders. Obasanjo, Nigeria's inability to contain insecurity, a choice by her leaders, says current period unlike any other in country's history. Terrorists killed 360, abducted 1,389 in 3 months in Kaduna, report indicates. What is happening in Northwest far more serious, potentially more dangerous than we've ever had in Northeast. El-Rufai, Governor El-Rufai declares, explains insecurity high in his state because terrorists find his forest comfortable. Still on insecurity issues. Paul, We have leadership and this day leading with security issues, and still on the same topic, Erufai and Ambassador is blaming it on inability of its leaders, that is Nigeria's leaders, to contain it.
Obasanjo is right.
Okay.
These ragtag non-state actors can be seen to be more powerful than an elected government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with all the coercive instruments of power at its disposal. Even though they don't have those equipment, the Nigerian state has the capacity to buy from friendly nations. If they don't have the money, they can take loans and buy and defeat these non-state actors. I think the government allowed the insecurity issue to fester to a level that they cannot even control it. Look at the damning report released by the governor of Kaduna State on the security situation. 3 months, 360 persons killed. These are the reported cases.
Yes, these are the reported cases.
These are the reported cases. Nearly 1,400 persons kidnapped. The only thing that I found I was not comfortable with the report is that the government did not tell us how many persons were rescued out of the 1,003 something. But the key thing is that insecurity has now found home. Terrorism has now found home base in the Northwest. We don't hear much again of insecurity in the Northeast. It is the Northwest now. And the most painful aspect is that the difference between the Northeast and the Northwest is that the Northeast insecurity is propelled by a group whose agenda, they have a defined agenda. While those in the operating in the Northwest are a bunch of criminals. How to make money.
And if I'm reporting, the governor of Niger State has also been crying out that
Yes.
Boko Haram and Iswap have taken some
Yes, even some part of
communities,
Kwara. Even the governor of Kwara
and they're
said
even
also
hosting
lamented.
their flats.
Yes. The governor said there were two local government, Giwa and Bulungwari. Those guys have been in charge of those two local governments for a very long time. How many Nigerians now have taken the Bulungwari road before? I've taken the Bulungwari road before. That was in the 90s. I think 90s and early 2000. I've taken the Bulungwari road. That road is one hell of a road that takes you have to drive for over 14 hours before you get to Ibadan. It's a stretch. It's a federal road from Kaduna through Kakuri, Bulungwari, like that, through Niger, down to Mokwa, to Bomosho, down to Surulere in Oyo State, then down to Ibadan. How many Nigerians can go through that road? Even the trailer drivers don't take that road again. They diverted through Mokwa, Bidamina, and finished the road. And that is why NPC was dragged into reconstructing those roads around Niger State. Yeah. So nobody wants to take that road again. And you recall, it was the same area these terrorists ambushed a military base and killed scores of our gallant soldiers. So it's disheartening. I sympathize with the governor of Kaduna State because his powers are limited.
But initially, the governor even paid them off.
Yes, that was at no, it's not those particular one that he paid for. But with due respect to His Excellency the Governor of Kaduna State, I think what the governor was trying to do that time was he was trying to foster peace. He was trying to create peace among the two warring communities that time. And his explanation was that the Fulani have this saying that look, there's always a price. If you kill a Fulani man, you are taking a loan that was to pay one day. So he now said, look, forget this past crisis, forget the destruction, your losses. I'm going to compensate you. So that there will be peace. You guys, there will be peace in this particular area, and there won't be further bloodshed again. That was the intent of the governor. But this set of guys are a bunch of criminals who have found kidnapping, terrorism, lucrative business. In fact, they even invite their brothers, relations from other parts of Africa And look, Nigeria is the quickest way for you to make your body. There's risks involved. Of course, every business has got a risk. So if you come to Nigeria, all you needed to do is how to shoot, how to operate a gun.
Get some gun
Yes,
you're in business.
yeah, you are in business. If you succeed in any kidnapping business, you raise money. If you choose to stay, fine. If you choose to go back with your money, fine. But for one thing with money, the more you make, the more you want more. You make money, you want to make more. So these guys stay, kidnap, make money, and they know that, look, because people fear the lives of the victims, security agencies don't want to take covert operation. They want to embark on covert operation or rescue mission because they don't want to risk the lives of those victims. So rather, they enjoy the whole thing because people will come and negotiate and make money. I understand that allegedly that over 850 million was made out of the Baptist school children kidnapped.
Okay. And what about the Greenfield own? I just read not a few days ago that they apprehended,
Yes,
apprehended.
yes.
And this Greenfield abduction that took place almost more than a year,
Yes.
they are just being apprehended. I mean, why is there so much apathy? You know, many people are saying that there is a collaboration, connivance of security with these kidnappers. That is why it still continues to thrive.
Yes, you cannot completely, that will not be completely be true. Although there are some security personnel who out of their selfish interest collaborate. They collaborate, they connive with some of these terrorists to wreak havoc on Nigerians. But I cannot completely say, when you say security, when you say some security, some disgruntled element within the security cycle, yes. But I don't think security personnel are directly involved in terms of encouraging or aiding. But there are some individuals among the security personnel who, out of their selfish interests, try to collaborate with some of these bandits and terrorist groups around the country. But largely, the security organizations are free of any connivance. But generally, the Nigerians are not satisfied with the way and manner government approach these issues of security because it's getting worse every day. Yes, it's getting worse every day.
We read of a journalist that was abducted here in Abuja.
Yes, and we never saw him again. The case of the Vanguard, the late Vanguard reporter.
Okay, we didn't see, but recently too, just a few days ago, a film journalist was also abducted and just released about 2 days ago.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You see the report, the RFI report. We Nigerians generally don't see it. They see it as a normal thing, but outside Nigeria, people view it as a serious issue.
Yes.
In 3 months in one particular state, not the entire country, in one particular state, not the region, one particular state, 360 persons killed in 3 months. That's an average of about 120 persons in a month.
Now, Paul, why is there apathy? I'm looking at this day story of Obasanjo, Nigeria's inability to contain insecurity at choice by her leaders. Now, why do you think there's this apathy by leaders to actually clamp down on these insecurity issues?
Winifred, the president,
we saw the late year
president is not in the bush, does not go to the bush. He relies on the intelligence reports given to him by his aides, the intelligence community, intelligence organization. I mean the DSS, the Defense Intelligence, the National Security Advisor, and the rest, including the police, the defense. They all summarize this intelligence report and submit to the president through the National Security Advisor. It is what is filtered to the president at the end of the day that the president make use of. So if the president, because the president does not go to the field, he relies on his lieutenants. It is what the lieutenant tells him that he acts upon. So would you blame the president if what gets to him is that, look, is just an isolated incident. The way they paint, maybe perhaps the way they paint the picture before the president is not as the way we see
You
it.
probably tell the president, it's something that we can take care of.
It's something that we can take care of within some yes. And the president takes it. Perhaps the president does not have another inner caucus cabinet that review some of those reports he gets on a daily basis. Once his lieutenant gives him a report and they say, okay, it's an isolated case, it will be taken care of within the next 2-3 weeks. And that's it. But well, from what we learned that even recently some people were kidnapped along the highway.
As we speak, just a few days ago.
So the fear is everywhere. Fear is everywhere.
Fear
and there's need for something extraordinary. Because it's like the security situation has defined every solution by government. Everybody in Nigeria now has become a security analyst. Yes, and yet no solution. So something extraordinary has to be done. And these non-state actors seem to be emboldened. It's like they can even predict what the outcome.
Yes.
Yes, they can predict what government can do. So they tend to be enjoying having a field day, enjoying themselves. So why would people be kidnapped almost 2 months ago? The train,
yes.
up to today, they are still there. The families are now literally begging.
And the train, they are about to resume.
Yes.
Business
and once that train service is resumed, those who kidnapped will be forgotten. It's left for the family to go and rescue.
And the federal government is saying that nobody should pay ransom.
That one will not work. The man that is saying that nobody should pay ransom, by the time they kidnap his daughter, the wife, or his child, he will look for money and pay. So you have not provided security. How many people have you rescued and you are saying that they shouldn't pay ransom? If they kidnap somebody today and in 2-3 days time, authorities get that person rescued, then you say, okay, don't pay ransom. Look at people, federal government girls' college, all those ones in KB that were kidnapped. Some of them are still in captivity. The one from that school in Niger, that Islamic school or Quranic school, they are still in captivity. Some of them are still in captivity. The Baptist high school, some of them are still in captivity. Not to talk of the big one in Borno, the school in Yobe. All of them are still in captivity. Look at the Leah Sharibu. She's still in captivity. As we speak.
Enough of security issues this Friday edition of Inside Nigeria. From insecurity issues, we are moving over to politics. Let's talk politics. Let's see what Daily Sun. Let's see what Daily Sun is saying. Buhari unsettles APC aspirants. President silence not show of preference so far, leave contenders in quandary. President silence not show of preference so far, leave contenders in quandary. Fears of consensus option heightens. Buhari unsettles APC aspirants. President silence not show of preference so far, leave contenders in quandary. Fears of consensus option heightened. From Daily Sun, the Nation is also talking politics. Let's see what Nation is saying. Pressure on APC governors over tickets for senators, reps. Pressure on APC governors over tickets for senators, reps. Intrigues threaten paths in some states. From the Nation, let's see what the Punch is also saying, still on politics on APC. Presidential primaries uncertainty over APC PDP delegates list as Buhari delays electoral act. Presidential primaries uncertainty over APC PDP delegates list as Buhari delays electoral act. Nobody has exact number of delegates for presidential primary, according to the Voice of Nigeria Director General. APC begs INEC for extension. Osinbajo team denies hotel plan for delegates. That is on the Punch newspaper. Well, just a few days away.
The one that
Next week,
The one that caught my fancy is APC begs INEC for extension by punch. Extension for what? Extension for what? INEC released the timetable since November last year.
And INEC says if he does that, that means we alter.
Of course, it will alter the entire election timetable. So APC should forget begging INEC for extension. We had the opportunity long ago because that timetable was released even before 2022. Before 2022, INEC had released the timetable. So I had expected that the two political APC ought to have even organized a presidential primary by now. You don't wait until the last day because it elapses. The deadline is June 3 or so. June 3 or June 4.
Yes, June 3.
Yes. You had the opportunity long ago to organize. You keep on shifting because you are playing hide and seek game with PDP. You shift. So they should forget extension. I will not support anything extension. If APC cannot put her house in order, then the Zamfara fate awaits them. So, and the way they are going now, look at what the story by is it the Nation or so, Authenticity.
Okay.
No, over
Daily
Buhari.
Sun. Let's do Daily Sun. Okay, Buhari on status APC aspirants. President's silence, not sure of preference so far, leave contenders in country.
Yes, that is the truth. Just the way the national chairman of APC came up.
Yes, convention. It was just few days. Convention before he unveiled his preference.
We may likely see similar thing.
Given
in the APC presidential primaries, because the way things are going now, the president has left them in limbo. One day he will just call. He will just call them and say, "Look, this is the person I want to succeed me." And as leader of the party, because that is how the governors behave in their own states.
And you think the aspirants or contenders who agree to it this time?
That is the next thing will be
knowing that the president is leaving, so it does not.
Yes, there will be a lot of anger. There will be a lot of anger, but I see issue of consensus coming up. I'm seeing issue of consensus coming up.
But don't you think if the issue of consensus comes out, it's going to polarize the party?
Yes, it will indeed polarize the party.
You don't expect the aggrieved aspirants to just take it and...
they will tell you that because they love the president, the leader of the party, he has given directive that it has to be respected, things like that. People will come up and say nice word and go back and cry in their various homes. Yes, they will say nice word before the public, then go back and cry backstage. So it's normal, but I foresee a situation whereby the president will just call all of them and shock them that, look, this is the man I want to succeed me.
And you don't see them defying the president, given that the president is leaving.
If the
president is
of
leaving,
course, you cannot stop people from airing their grievances. You cannot stop people from airing their grievances, and they might choose to protest by leaving the party. After all,
and work against
after all, Senator Shekaro, Governor Shekaro has left APC for NNPP. Why? He said Ganduje frustrated him. So somebody will say the president frustrated him, and he left.
We also saw the former Kano rep.
Even Sumaila, Kawu, Sumaila, they all left APC with same reason that Ganduje frustrated them. Simply because Ganduje showed preference for his deputy. And the similar thing is brewing in Benue State, where the governor has shown preference for the speaker of the State House of Assembly. Not his deputy. So it's like that. People get angry.
Ganduje wanted to toe the line of his predecessor. We saw
he was also a beneficiary. Yes, he benefited from.
I think it's something to
so he wants to
applaud.
And you recall the role that his deputy Gawuna played. Is it Gawuna? Gawuna played in his re-election. You recall that extension by INEC? You remember the drama? The inconclusive election. You remember the drama involving the deputy governor? He played a key role. Maybe he wants to say, okay, you did well, let me compensate you, let me reward you. And you know, in the scheme of things at the state level, deputies are not usually considered as strong
Yes.
party men.
Yes.
They are considered as just an attachment. The key men are usually the chief of staff, the SSG. You know, in most states, the SSGs are more powerful than the deputy governors.
Yeah.
They're just some states, the governors will look at it and say, look, I will not make this my man useless. Let me even give him a commissioner portfolio. So you know, the deputy governor in Kano has a commissioner, portfolio. I think it was the commissioner of agriculture also in Kano State.
It was the same in Jos.
Some states don't, yes, but some state deputy governors don't handle any cabinet position. So apart from the role as because deputy governors don't do much.
By the government.
Yes, they don't. Even some of the key aides don't even respect the deputy governor. I recall one of the states in the north. The media aide was more influential than the deputy governor because they see deputy governor as an just an attaché. The governor just brought you in because to fulfill all constitutional requirements. So these are some of the issues. So this issue of APC and Buhari, I see Buhari coming to shock all of them and say, look, that's the way he handled the convention. That's how he's going to handle the presidential primaries. Say, look, this is my person. And that will be the beginning of crisis. They will not say anything much. But as soon as they finish the primary, you start hearing defection. You start hearing defection in position of candidate. Because at the state level, the same thing that is going on. The same thing that is going on. So the governors can come and dictate to the president. That's it. The governors can come and dictate to the president. Even though we know that they are very influential, you would say, some of them will say, the supporters of the president will say, look, in your state, did anybody dictate to you? So these are some of the issues. And that's my fear for APC. As things are going now. It's just about how many 9 days or so.
Yes, to go.
The man will just come back from UAE and just shock all of them that, look, this is my preferred candidate.
You know, there have been insinuations here and there as to his the dark horse among the aspirants.
The dark horse is there.
Yes.
The dark horse is there.
I'm waiting.
We're waiting. Waiting for the president move.
So, but if that happens, don't you see the chances of APC clinching the presidential ticket at the end of the day whittled down?
Clinching the presidency.
Yes.
Or retaining the presidency.
Yes.
Well, it might shake them a little. It depends on who.
Because just like you just pointed out, many of them are not going to like it.
They are not going to like it, for sure.
You know, claim that it's for the
serious contenders will not like it.
But they are going to. You know, there are insinuations already that some of them, if they are likely to defer to other parties to contest the.
Winifred, you know that if you look at
at the end of the day, won't it whittle down his chances?
If you look at the presidential aspirants within the APC ranks, you can easily detect or you can easily say or pinpoint the serious ones and the jokers. You know that they are Shuaju.
Yes.
It's a serious contender.
Oh, yes.
They are Mechi. It's a serious contender. Fayebi is also a serious contender. So I don't want to start mentioning the unserious the jokers. Of course, if you look critically.
But do you see the Senate president also as a serious contender or a joker?
Well, I see the Senate president.
So recently there have been insinuations that they are zoning it to the south, not.
No, they want to match.
We don't know how perfect.
The APC is trying to be clever. It's trying to be clever in its approach to this presidential election by ensuring that she has or it has every an aspirant to match anywhere the PDP takes her presidential ticket to. The southeast, the southwest, the north central, everywhere. And that is why the Senate president, for me, it was not a surprising thing.
When he came to the ring.
When he came into the ring. In case he goes to the northeast, in case of Atiku, you have a Lawa to match Atiku. So these are some of the games being played by the two parties. Yes, these are the games. And it all boils down to who the president decided to zero himself to. That look, this is my preferred candidate. So the president is a factor in this place. The PDP choice also is a
But
factor.
however, don't you think that the president's clout would also, no matter who the party decides to zone into without a consensus, that the president's clout still in the north is able to deliver the ticket to APC for it to retain the seat?
I don't understand what you mean by the
For
president clout in
instance, he
this
still
case.
has a clout in the north.
Yes,
the
he still have followers.
Followers.
They have
That's what
strong
I'm
followers
saying.
in
So,
spite of.
whoever amends, don't you think, without consensus, if it's made free and fair, that when the president supports, he still will be able to retain the ticket?
Well, it depends.
That's for the elections, when the elections comes.
The major election,
Yes.
winning the election.
Winning the election. That's what
I don't think the president personality or clout will be a big factor in for whoever emerges as APC flag bearer.
For him to win the ticket.
Yeah. For the person to win the ticket. No, the ticket of APC. Of course, the president influence.
No, winning and eventually winning the elections.
Winning the election, that's what I'm trying to.
You cannot say that the president still has a following.
I don't think
in the north.
The flag bearer should not make that mistake riding on President Buhari's personality. He shouldn't make that mistake. That person will be on his own. He better campaign based on issues, based on his personality, what he can offer, not on the person of President Buhari. Because 7 years, Nigerians have gone through a lot of things. I don't think the president has that big national wide acceptability or wide as.
Remember, I said north. I didn't say nationwide.
Even in the north, the president can be a factor in winning election for some people. The president can be a factor, a major factor. Again, the president's name, in quote, can be a major influential factor in ensuring or guaranteeing victory for candidates. So nobody should make that mistake. You better campaign based
anymore.
On yes, anymore. Yes, anymore.
He
did because
2015.
Even if you listen to APC presidential aspirants, listen to them carefully. They try to be careful when it comes to matters that touches Nigerians. Insecurity, economy. We know the outcome. You and I know the outcome. Today, naira is about 604 to $1. When an aspirant wants to talk now, they try to curry their language.
But one of the aspirants told us that he will be.
Nobody wants to blame President Buhari directly
on the legacies.
Nobody wants to blame President Buhari for inability to manage the economy effectively. Nobody wants to blame Buhari for his inability to end insecurity or reduce insecurity. Rather, it's getting worse. So they try to curry words around these issues. They circumvent. They try to be careful. I listened to the Governor David Umahi yesterday, one of the national television. He was just simply saying that this government has failed to protect Nigerians. But they try to curry the language. We understand. So that is why I'm trying to tell you that, look, the point I'm trying to make here is that, look, presidential, when they become candidates, they shouldn't dare make that mistake to want to ride on the personality of the president for their campaign. They will fail. They will fail. Because generally there's anger. You saw what happened in Dede, even here in Abuja. People are very quick to vent anger at the slightest provocation. What happened in Dede a few days ago shouldn't have resulted leading to the killing of extra 4 persons and the burning of property worth millions of naira. At the slightest provocation, Nigerians spark up.
There's so much anger in the land. But Paul, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll be reviewing the last paper we have on our menu, and that is national economy. Don't go away, stay tuned.
for sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. In case you are just logging in, this is Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. And with me in the studio has been an in-house public affairs analyst and a commentator too, Paul Augustine Agbo. Boss, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
And my name is Winifred Gogo. We have a last paper on our menu for review this Friday. And our paper is our sister publication, National Economy. National economy. Nigeria's economy loses 1 trillion naira annually over absence of port automation. Nigeria's economy loses 1 trillion naira annually over absence of port automation. Single window platform elusive as government agencies engage in rivalry. Fiscal clearance process breeds corruption, say stakeholders. Nigeria's economy loses 1 trillion naira annually over absence of port automation. Single window platform elusive as government agencies engage in rivalry. Fiscal clearance process breeds corruption, according to stakeholders. Now, for national economy has been on this,
Yes.
ports authority ever since, and it's been churning out exclusive stories from it. So, what do we do? This is a port that is one of Nigeria's cash cow, and yet we are not doing everything. We are not putting everything in place to ensure a smooth processes.
You see, if I'm president of this country, I will take this story very, very serious.
Yes.
In fact, I will even call for an investigation, and I would want a report on my decks in 5 days. 1 trillion loss. 1 trillion loss
Annually.
in an economy in 1 year. It's a lot of money.
Mm.
What I will be calculating is what 1 million can do to the economy.
Mm.
Why should a nation loses 1 trillion annually over absence of port automation? Port automation. Because some people will not want port automation because of corruption.
Yes.
There are too many people in the port who are serving their own interests instead of serving the interests of the country. And that is why you can see a single window platform elusive as government agencies engage in rivalry. It's because of the money. And government have not been able, the leaders, the policymakers have not been able to stamp their authority in the ports. And that is why you find this chaotic confusion around Nigerian port. Even from the road, the congestion, it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. We have failed to find solution to that national embarrassment. If you go to other ports around the world, especially the Middle East, in Europe, everything is automated. It's not as cumbersome.
Using manual mode of
We still use manual mode because we prefer it, because we want to collect money.
Yes.
We want to ask for bribe when there is no need. We want to delay clearance in order to frustrate clients into paying money. And we have a Minister of Transport. We have the President, Commander-in-Chief. And I think the President has not been utilizing his powers to the maximum level in this country. President, Commander-in-Chief, and you have an economy that loses 1 trillion because there's no port automation. If you go to other clients, you just sit down. I have a friend who imports things from Nigeria. He says he just sits in his home. He ensures that everything he imports in Nigeria are within the legal framework of British laws. So he orders those things. They come to Lagos, they pick everything, load in a container. He pays all for all. He has a company that takes charge of the whole processes. He pays, and after 1 week or 2 weeks,
He receives a call and says that his goods are
they will call him and they will tell him the day they are bringing the goods to him. He operates a big store in the UK, a city near Manchester. He bought even things like noodles made in Nigeria, gari, palm oil, things like that. He doesn't come to Lagos. He only pays, and there's a company that handles it without any stress. Why is it that the young man in UK is enjoying his business, but if you try to do that back here, so you are bringing things from UK to Nigeria, it's a problem.
The goods would have spoiled by the time
They say it's cheaper, about $3,500 to bring so a container from China to Nigeria, but it takes about $35,000 to carry the same thing from vice versa. So why is it like that? So I think it's high time the president looks into some of these small components of our economy. The port is the gateway to our economy. So I don't think the president should stamp his authority. He's the last man. The buck stop on his table. Why should we be looking? The question is, ask your aides, your cabinet members, why should Nigeria lose 1 trillion naira annually over absence of port automation?
That is fudge.
And if the president wants that port cleaned up, it's possible in 3 months. It's possible. I'm the commander-in-chief. And I say this: anybody who stands on the way of reforms, fire the person.
And perhaps just like what you said, most people, just like the refineries, Nigeria said refineries, they don't want the port to actually
be effective.
Modernized, to be effective.
If you go to some clans, you'll be wondering, if you go to their port, you rarely see people. You see more of equipment than humans. Don't just worry. You are asked to your truck will stay in one position. You will see your container will be flying from point to point until it lands on the low bed. That's the low bed truck or flatbed truck. But in Nigeria, you will see confusion here and there, demurrage. You import, you cannot get your goods clear. 3 months, you are still struggling.
Your goods delayed, you are even meant to pay.
Yeah, demurrage.
Not even
some people,
fault of your
own.
Some
people deliberately delay so that you pay. And these unnecessary agencies, government agencies, engaging in rivalry. It's not helping the economy at all.
Why have not been efforts to also open up ports in other?
We left. That's one big flaw on the part of the government. We have the Warri Port, we have the Calabar Port, and then we have the Port Harcourt.
Do you think there is a deliberate policy to ensure that?
Because government have not taken all those things serious. Why should we have only one gateway to our economy? Exactly. In the UK, is it one gateway? In US, is it one gateway? We should ask ourselves questions. Why must everything go through Lagos? There are companies around the southeast and south. Do they need to go to Lagos to clear their goods? If you are ordering, you are importing, you import to Calabar or Port Harcourt or Warri. All our ports should be functional at maximum level so that we can decongest Lagos port and avoid this unnecessary national embarrassment we see on a daily basis in Lagos. So these are some of the things we need our leaders to be more, to up their game, to forget this sentiment, political patronage, ethnic patronage, religious patronage, and do the right thing. It's a national embarrassment. The Nigerian ports, they are under the control and authority of the president and commander-in-chief. If the president wants Lagos ports cleaned up in 3 months, it's possible. It's possible. By the time you fire 50 to 200 senior personnel around the ports, everybody will sit up. But in Nigeria here, we don't fire. We approach everything with a lot of levity. We look at, we consider a lot of things before we take action. But like the saying goes, you cannot carve a rotten wood. The Chinese will say, you cannot carve a rotten wood. And you cannot hide smoke. Can you hide smoke? It will find a way out. So that is the truth of the matter. Everything stops
on the president's table.
On the president's table.
Thank you so much.
If the Minister of Transportation is not working well, you ask him to step aside. If the man in charge of the NPA or the woman in charge of NPA in the master and the rest are not working well, you fire them. The people in charge of custom. Well, by the time you shake those organizations, everybody will sit up. But they believe that the president is too busy with this, with that. There are certain critical sectors of the economy that the president needs to pay attention to, especially where the money comes in.
Wow, thank you so much, Paul. Honestly, I have so many takeaways from today's analysis. President, the box stops on your table, so the president will actually move to revitalize our port authority. Thank you so much, viewers, for tuning in for last Friday's edition of Inside Nigeria that was brought to you on Leadership Television. With me in the studio has been an in-house analyst, commentator, Paul Augustine Agbo, and I remain Winifred Gebo. I want to wish you a beautiful weekend. Don't forget, security is everybody's business. Don't forget, just stay safe. Till I come your way again on Monday next week. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.